Yo, what's good? Welcome to the Philip Brown's podcast, Philip Brown podcast, whatever you want to call it. It's I did the first show a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, and I've had podcast woes for the past month. I have been scouring the internet, just searching for a converter, just a way to upload my videos on YouTube. There's just so many hurdles you got to go through. First, you got to extend your limit on YouTube. Then you got to find a compatible format for the video that you upload to YouTube. And then if you upload a video that's too large, you have to find another way to put it up there. So eventually, I had my brother help me out, and first two videos are up. You can go to Silas Black. Wait, what's the name of my channel? I don't even know the name of my channel. My channel, Silas Black, and on YouTube, and you can check that out. You know, just my ideas in general, what I'm into. Like I said before on the first show, I'm an aspiring comedian. Today, I'm not going to spend as much time talking as I did last week. Last week was, pretty much a test drive. But today, I'm going to focus on what I always focus on. We get the sports out of the way first, and we'll start off with the NFL. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a magnificent playoffs this year. It's going to be good. It's going to be hard fought. But I'll start with my team, the Chargers. I'm I'm not upset. I'm upset, but for various reasons. Like we have a good, solid team. We have we have all the offense that we would need. We have a solid defense. It's come back. They've gotten healthier as the season has gone along. But we have a bitch ass offensive coordinator. He does not want to pull the trigger. He will not pull the trigger. Is anyone seeing that Patriots game? I saw it. 4 quarters, our defense played A1 defense to hold Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. How many points did they hold them to? They held them to they held them in check. They didn't let the Patriots go crazy, go wild. Because if you do, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick will go crazy. They'll go nuts on you. They'll go bananas. Once they see weakness, they'll spaz out and they'll score 45 on you if you let them. Well, our defense was A1 that whole game. They held them in check. Our offensive coordinator, he could not have been more timid. Grow some balls, grow a pair, and have Phil Rivers go out there and air the ball out. What are you doing? I was so frustrated. I can't even watch Chargers game. Then we go back. We play the Broncos the next week. Same thing. Phil Rivers can't get the ball downfield. I know he has receivers. Granted, Matt Brian Matthews is hurt. Uh, Woodhead is out for the season. And you have to have a stable running game to complement a very good passing game. But we have the running back we had is good enough where we can get play action going. Just throw the ball downfield. No, this guy wants to pump the ball every chance he get. Sometimes you got to go for it. 4 for 1, go for it. Don't be a bitch. Take the shot. Take the shot and go for it. Uh, it's hard to watch. We're not gonna get into the playoffs right now because of the Steelers, who I hate. Hate the Steelers. Just gonna let that know. And the fact that the Ravens have won, we're not in the playoffs at all. We're not even in the wild card. So I'm probably banking on the idea we're probably not going to make the playoffs. But what are you gonna do? The fuck you gonna do? So thinking about who's going to win the Super Bowl, I got my money on the Seahawks again. Last year we all kind of knew. You know, my brother and I had a debate who was going to win it last year, and he was like Broncos, and we all see how that turned out. The Broncos, to his credit, did get to the Super Bowl, but the Seahawks got there as well, and they ran into that roadblock known as the Legion of Boom. This year, the beginning of this year, the Seahawks, like I said in my earlier show, they looked a little iffy. Guys went down, some guys got traded. Percy Harvin leaves. Well, they've kind of gotten together. You got to give Pete Carroll a lot of credit. They're healthier. The guys have come back, and they look scary. I mean, Marshawn Lynch, do you see him? He doesn't hit the ground. People bounce off, let alone people can't even tackle him. They bounce off him. People are just scared to run into him. They just duck. He just jumps over them or just runs over them. Have you ever seen Marshall? Pay attention to Marshawn Lynch when you watch him in the game. What does he do? He walks in the end zone like a man. He just runs in there, standing tall. Most guys, they get the ball. It's 8 guys trying to take you down. You do a barrel roll, tumble roll, anything to do to get over the line, right? Get that first down or the touchdown. No. Marshawn Lynch, he runs everyone over. He steamrolls niggas. and he walks in like a man. Then he'll look down at the nigga he just ran over with that disrespectful look. Have you seen it? It's epic. I love it. I love that running game. The backup running back they got is awesome. But I mean, and then you gotta give Russell Wilson some credit because even though he doesn't have the numbers and he doesn't have the receivers, you have to pay attention. His decision making is A1. A1 decision making. I've never seen a guy who can just roll out of the pocket and he always looks to throw. I think that's the difference between him and the other guys who run like Kaepernick, Cam, Robert Griffin III, is that when he breaks out of the pocket, he's not looking to run or break out because guys are already on the look for that. And if you do that too many times, you will eventually get hit. Law average, you'll get hurt or hit hard, concussion, broken leg, hamstring, whatever. So he just has a way of getting out of the pocket and just buying enough time. And the threat of him running is always this. So you gotta be focused on that. So he just terrifies defense. He knows where to find his receiver. He knows the right amount of time. And if he doesn't find it, he'll either throw the ball away or he'll take off and run while also sliding safely. I think that's key. Most runners don't do that. They just dive. Like Michael Vick, for the life of me, I never understood. But after a certain time, it's kind of hard to change a guy's mechanics. He would just run and just no holds barred, just dive at the niggas, and broken ribs, concussion, whatever it is. So the Seahawks look scary. The Broncos look better, but after last year, they have to prove themselves. And I don't think they're gonna. If they do get to the Super Bowl, let's say the Seahawks and the Broncos get to the Super Bowl again, they do. I don't think they're gonna, do what they did last week. Oh shit! With the snapper, the center snaps the ball to Peyton Manning. He's so scared that they're gonna just truck him. That he throws the ball over Peyton's head, bam, safety. I don't think it's gonna be that, but I don't think they're gonna be the Seahawks. The Seahawks defense. I know people get tired of hearing this moniker, but defense wins championships. I believe that wholeheartedly because if you look at the last teams that have won the Super Bowl, it's all been all about defense. The last team that didn't really have a solid defense that won was like the Packers in recent years. I mean, if you look at all the other teams over like the past 5 years, you got the Steelers, you got the Giants, you got the Seahawks, and you got the Ravens. The Ravens didn't have a great defense, but they had Ray Lewis. Any defense with Ray Lewis on it is good. At least it's very good. So you can be an offensive juggernaut, but you have to have at least a solid to very good defense. You can't have a lackluster defense and expect to win anything. So that's where I think it's going to happen. It's going to be a very good playoffs. I don't think the Packers can stop the Seahawks. If I had who could stop the Seahawks? I mean, the Cardinals could stop the Seahawks if they had a quarterback, but they don't have a quarterback. They have, for the life of me, I don't understand how teams they get good quarterbacks, but they never back them up with good guys. Are they afraid there's going to be a quarterback controversy? Speaking of controversy, we got to talk about Manziel, but that's later. But just you got to have the guy behind your main guy has to be decent. The Seahawks have nothing, and the second guy went down. The third guy's worse than him. So they have a record because of what they've built with their defense and early on in the season. But their defense can hold them in check. And, they'll give them a run for their money. But without a quarterback, you have to score. You can't defend. To win battles, you must attack. So, I don't think the Packers could beat them. You got to pay attention to the NFC South. Because even though they're a garbage conference, and all of them are well below 500, if you sleep on the Saints, they might get you. I don't think the Falcons are going to take that spot. I think the Saints are. Yes, that's what I believe. My brother's a Falcons fan. I don't know why. But he's a Falcons fan. And the Falcons, they have a good team. They're not together this year. They're just not together. I don't think they're gonna pull it. I think the Saints are gonna pull through. And you gotta pay attention. They'll be a sleeper. Who else is in the NFC Championship? Let me see. NFC North, Packers, NFC West, Seahawks. You gotta pay attention to the Cowboys. I had them as my Super Bowl pick, but they had to get in first. And then DeMarco Murray broke his hand. We don't know what he's looking like. DeMarco Murray goes down. That significantly lowers their chances to win the Super Bowl. So you have to watch them. Maybe the Cowboys. Cowboys could potentially start the Seahawks. And I don't know what the wild cards are. Wild card will probably be the Eagles and the Lions. So you have to pay attention to the Lions because you got Calvin Johnson and their defense is pretty good too. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. AFC, we pretty much know what's gonna happen. It's gonna go through Peyton and Tom Brady, and so we don't really have to do much analysis on that end. Moving on to the quarterback controversy, Johnny Manziel. Me and my brother have been having this debate about Brian Hoyer versus Johnny Manziel. I think he says that they did Brian Hoyer dirty. I think that was the right decision to make because Brian Hoyer had thrown 8 interceptions and 1 touchdown in the past 3 or 4 games. Because he's not, and besides that, he looked despondent. Johnny Manziel was a rookie thrust into the chaos. Granted, he was playing the Bengals, but you have to understand, if you're a general manager or you're a coach or you're anybody who's in management on the Browns, you have to understand we want to get to the playoffs. We have a chance to get to the playoffs. And if you look at it, close the door. If you look at it, Brian Hoyer had no chance, had a small chance of winning the game against the Bengals. And so I think the right thing to do was to put Johnny Manziel, even though he's a rookie, even though he didn't have experience and he doesn't know the playbook, you put him in there because you got to take a shot. That's something. Because even if Manziel doesn't play, I think the end result is pretty much the same. So, no, I'm good. I'll get that later. So, yeah, that's how I feel about the whole Manziel situation. You got to take a shot. He didn't do well. He'll get better. But moving on, Kobe passed Jordan on the all-time scoring list. It's one bright spot about the Lakers season. Hey, I'm recording. I'm recording. I can't hear. It's all good. I just can't hear. I'm recording. I'm just saying. But but my fault. Everyone does. Kobe, like I said, Kobe had just passed Jordan, and that's like the only bright spot in the Lakers season because we're not that good. Outside of Nick Young, Jordan Hill, and that other guy. What's that other guy's name? The cat with heart. Davis. Davis is good. But outside of that, we don't have a bright spot. Jeremy Lin should never show his face in LA again. I don't know why people give Dwight Howard flack. Because if you look at Jeremy Lin is far more disappointing than Dwight Howard was. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. My brother came in with a bunch of gifts. This is his last day of his semester at his college. He comes in, I bring great tidings with great joy. Just giving out cookies and hats. Like, all right. So, he's out. And but back to what I was talking about. I was just, in general, expressing, just happy to see Kobe still doing it at his advanced age. Past Jordan all-time scoring list, 32,292 points. He's got more now, but happened a couple of days ago. And this has been this big debate. I know people get tired of hearing it about Kobe versus Jordan and who's best. I'm gonna be honest. Whenever I went with that argument, or I was arguing with someone about that, I'm young. So when Michael Jordan was doing his thing, I was an infant / toddler. I don't remember anything. Most of the things. The most I remember Michael Jordan is '98 season, coming home from church and him destroying the Utah Jazz. Other than that, don't really have an extensive memory of Jordan. So I would say, well, I grew up off of Kobe. Yeah, Michael Jordan was great. I believe you. But Kobe is the man. But, that's what I saw. And my brother did a paper before his final on, who was better across the board, comparing Jordan and Kobe. And I got to say, Jordan is better across the board. Not saying that I believe that Kobe Bryant is the single closest thing so far to Jordan, given his numbers, his championships, his accomplishments. But if you just look at Jordan and just look at his rookie season, the points per game, just what he did, it was almost not impossible. The things he was doing at the time, it's ridiculous. Let me see. How much did he average? We're looking at 28.2 points per game for a season, 2,300 points, 837 field goals. I mean, Kobe didn't have a rookie season like that. And most rookies won't have a rookie season like that. But from day one, from the gate, Michael Jordan was just announcing to the league, I'm here and I'm going to destroy everything that you believe to be true. Basically. So Jordan's ridiculous. I mean, averaged 37 points in a game, 6 MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, scoring titles out the ass. It's ridiculous. So Is he better than Jordan? Nah, he's not better than Jordan. But I do believe he's the closest thing that we ever seen since Jordan. And it irritates me when people are like, will LeBron James ever eclipse Jordan? LeBron is nowhere near Jordan. Nowhere. He doesn't have the he he doesn't have the killer instinct. Kobe has that at least. He doesn't have he doesn't have it. He doesn't have that mentality that Michael has. LeBron is more akin to Magic Johnson with his passing, his size, his versatility. But when it comes to Jordan, the closest thing we're gonna get to him is Kobe dog. That's just it. And I'm gonna leave that argument at that because I get sick of people. I just get sick of the ESPN analysts. Will LeBron ever eclipse? No, he will never eclipse Jordan ever. LeBron may never eclipse. He's never going to eclipse Kobe ever. No, LeBron James is a tank. He's a specimen. He runs you over. He's a train, but he can't shoot. He doesn't have that killer intent, that killer mentality, that Satu no Hado, just the intent to just take your opponent out, cold blooded, just dagger. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that, or else he wouldn't teamed up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Even though I'll take that back. To be fair, Jordan would have left the Bulls, so they didn't give him no help because he was about to. Let's be real. Jordan had Pippen and what's the other guy? I can't remember his name. Yeah, he had guys. Jordan wasn't just Jordan by himself, because when it was Jordan by himself, what happened? He had the bad boy Pistons elbowing him in the neck, knocking him down. Yeah, boy, you ain't no man. Did you see that documentary? Did you see how physical the league was then? Are you serious? Jordan, they made Jordan hit the weight room. They made Jordan lift weights. That's how much they were hurt this. Every time he run up, elbow on the chest, curl him on the floor. Jordan is dead. He's dying. He's injured. You used to get an elbow to the head, elbow to the neck, elbow to the chest. It's not like the league now. The league is powder puff. You blow on a nigga, it's a wrap. Whistle. What I do? Get technical just for arguing with the referee. No, go back to the 80s where you could damn near punch a nigga in the face and nobody would say anything. That's just good hard player basketball they playing. Nah. So the fact that Jordan took that abuse, he got beat by the Pistons and the Celtics and came back and won 2-3 peats. Are you serious? Let me tell you, Jordan stopped winning championships when he left the league. After that, everybody capitalized. Then he came back. What happened? 3 straight championships. Come on. Let's be real here. So that's my take on that debate. But getting off of sports, I've been talking about sports for how many minutes? I've been talking about sports? 17 minutes. Damn. What else I want to talk about? Well, I've been having an issue lately where my brother pointed this out, and it's kind of